No dunes on the menu today on the third stage of the AfricaEcoRace. Instead, the organisation is serving up a long, fast route alongside a mountain range. During the stage, the competitors will cut through many salt lakes, and towards the end of the stage, navigation will be a bit more complicated as they reach the Dra Wed. In total, 400 kilometres of timed stage between Fumsquid and Assa waits the competitors today. Starting with the bikes, and vigilance was today's watchword. Watch out for rocks and don't get lost. It was a dramatic change of scenery after yesterday's dunes, and the riders had to be very careful not to make mistakes. This was certainly the case for Martin Benko, third in last year's race, who was fourth today. The experienced Slovak, who could well be on the podium in Dakar, finished the stage in 5 hours, 23 minutes and 35 seconds, which was 24 minutes behind Pals Ander Olavalseter, who came in third. The Norwegian rider found it less physically demanding today and was happy with his riding. He managed to stay close to Paolo Cecchi, who has gone to the top of the GC, but no panic. He hopes to get better and better as the rally wears on.
Today was rocky, no sand, rocky, and a lot of navigation again. And I was lost 2 times, but came back on a good way and did not lost too much time. And I was together with Paolo and the Portuguese guy, and a lot of dust, all day dust, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Olavalseter will now start tomorrow without the leader's bib, which he has lost to this man, Paolo Cecchi. And even if the beginning was flat with no stones, the Italian still had fun. He's looking forward to the next few days and blasting along on his high-performing bike. The bike is running well. I have complete confidence in her. We are working well together. But the performance of the day is clearly that of this young man, number 114. At only 25 years old and in his first rally raid, Luis Oliveira has won the first stage of his career. The Portuguese rider is here with his father as mechanic and is already making his mark with third place in the GC. It's true that this was my first rally and so my first stage victory. What was important for me in this stage was to overtake the 2 riders ahead of me. They started the race and opened the route. It was important for me that they opened the route so I could overtake them. But 50 kilometers from the finish, I got lost. Cecchi overtook me and then I followed him. A quick look at the rankings and the first stage victory for Luis Oliveira. He was 1 minute 57 seconds ahead of Paolo Cecchi and 4 minutes 29 ahead of 2-time winner Pal Anders Olavalseter. The Brit Jonathan Blackburn is 6th. In the GC, Cecchi takes back the lead, 2 minutes and 29 seconds ahead of Olavalseter. Luis Oliveira has a potential podium spot just ahead of his compatriot Rui Oliveira. The Swede Henrik Ram is currently in 6th. In the footsteps of Thierry Sabine, the motto of the AfricaEcoRace underpins its commitment to following the principles of the rallies of yesteryear, and especially the adventures of some of the legendary bikers. Even today, there are adventurers with a capital A. Amongst them, the Frenchman, Frédéric Ballerin. I really wanted to pay homage to Thierry Sabine, who is looking down on us, and relive the real Paris-Dakar by leaving from Paris. To experience what the original competitors went through in the same conditions, starting in the cold from Paris.
Départ dans le froid, départ à Paris, à Versailles, au Trocadéro.
I didn't really want to do this on a new bike. The idea was to come down on an old bike because of my love for the Dakar, which started in 1988 when I went to see it come through Nevers. The idea was to start on this classic bike that belonged to Marc Joanneau, who lent it to me and who did the 9th Dakar on it in 1987.
Qui en fait a fait 9e au Dakar 1987.
In set, Frédéric Barlerin jumped off the old Suzuki and mounted a much more modern machine with a view to reaching Dakar, but he's sticking to the old rally philosophy. He is riding as one of the small number of bikers who do this race with no help and no support. He leaves one trunk with everything he needs to do his own repairs in the Motul truck. All that remains is for us to wish number 125 a successful adventure and safe arrival at Lac Rose. The big news of the day is that the Portuguese driver Elizabeth Jacinto has had a serious mechanical problem. In tears, the only female truck driver in the race had thought that she would have to retire, as she did last year before even getting to Mauritania. We broke the front differential on a truck. This is a part that normally very strong and absolutely never breaks. We've never broken this part before. We have a lot of parts on our support truck, but we don't have that one. And no one in the bivouac has one, so our race is over. I'm really disappointed because we prepared as well as we could. We worked really hard, but in the end, it's over. It's really sad for me. But on reflection, Elizabeth decided to continue in two-wheel drive, hoping that a new differential will arrive from Germany before Mauritania. On a good note, Gerard de Roy had a great day and came in 5th. The Dutchman found the stage very long but also very beautiful. A slow puncture near the finish meant he had to slow up a little. He knows it will be difficult for him to win here, but he still has his sights set on a podium place. For the moment, Pascal Thomas is 3rd in the GC. The Frenchman had to carefully manage his tyre pressures throughout the day and finished 4th, tired but with a sense of humour. He admitted that at 65 he prefers the shorter 100-kilometre stages. Also aiming for the podium is this man, but today he had other things on his mind, mainly a good shower and some sleep. Rémi Vautier has had the flu since the beginning of the rally and has driven every stage with a raging temperature. Clearly, given today's conditions and his poor health, to come in 3rd is pretty impressive. The AfricaEcoRace is not easy, but it's even more difficult when you're ill. Well, we still finished 3rd, so we're happy. Honestly, we did our absolute best. Anyway, it's going well, and when you're behind the wheel, the flu doesn't feel quite so bad. More than 13 minutes ahead of the man from Geneva, we find the winner of the first 2 stages. It was so rocky today that Vassiliev felt they could have been driving on Mars. He managed his tyres admirably throughout the race, but just as he crossed the finish line, the rear near side finally gave way and burst. So not really a problem. He finished 2nd today after a good battle with his main rival Serradori, but once across the line, it was all smiles with the Frenchman. We are friends, but out on the course we are fierce rivals, and it's war. The competition between us is interesting, but that's sport. It's the law of sport. Mathieu Serradori and Fabien Lurquin in their buggy were the fastest over the rolling terrain today. The SRT team beat Vassiliev and Ziltsov across the line with a slim lead of 22 seconds. The battle between them remains fierce, and they raced much of the stage side by side. This first victory in the 2018 edition has given Serradori a lot of confidence. According to him, he has the best co-pilot in the world, so it's all systems go. We are happy because we had a great stage. Fabien gave a really clear directions. We attacked hard to stay close to Vassiliev and Ziltsov. We ended up in a great battle with them today. As you can see, we arrived 20 seconds ahead of them. We raced alongside them and it was a great day.
on a fait une belle journée.
Let's not forget that the AfricaEcoRace is the only rally in the world with a combined car-truck category, and so the stage results are as follows. Sarah Dory pips Vassiliev and Vautier to the win. De Roy's truck is fifth, just ahead of Patrick Martin. In the GC, Sarah Dory takes back 22 seconds from the leader Vassiliev. Pascal Thomas remains in third, Vautier moves up to fourth, and De Roy to fifth. That's all we have time for today. Tomorrow, the AfricaEcoRace caravan trucks ever south at the longest stage in the history of the race. Today's survivors will take on a massive 497-kilometre special stage between Assa and Fort Chakal. But before that, here's how to change a tyre in the desert. As always, we leave you with the day's best images. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.